night. We have a VIP guest tonight, a VIP VP guest tonight. All the way from Washington, the Vice President of the United States is with us. Kamala Harris is here tonight. Everything is really... The Secret Service swept our building, which we desperately needed. It's filthy, by the way. And it's especially great that they're here because Guillermo's not here tonight. We are unprotected. He's on assignment at Media Day for the NBA Finals. We sent him away because, for reasons of national security, not many people know this, you're not allowed to have both of America's most powerful number twos in the same room at the same time. So we shipped him to Boston. This was a surprise. Boy, just when you think you can't possibly be surprised by anything anymore, Joe Biden, our president, got a shout-out from Donald Trump today that was actually nice.
Joe Biden's not too old to be president. I know a lot of people that are older than him, and they're at the top of their game. It's not even close.
Well, that is very big of him to say.
But he is too incompetent, and he is too corrupt. He's the worst president in the history of our country. Thank you.
You know, just when you think he's gonna zig, he zigs. I can't wait until he's shooting those in the prison cafeteria. But this is interesting. You know how a couple of weeks ago, we learned that Supreme Court Justice Sam Alito had an upside-down flag flying outside his house after January 6th. He blamed this on his wife with a story that doesn't quite match up with the police account of the events. Turning the flag upside down now has become a symbol of solidarity with Trump. After Trump was convicted, Marjorie Taylor Greene posted a picture of an upside-down flag, though we're unsure if she meant it as a protest or just doesn't know which way is right side up. But lots of other Trumpers have been posting these upside-down flags in support of their orange Jesus, who, of course, has already come up with a way to make money off this.
Hello, everyone. This is Donald Trump, hopefully your favorite president of all time, better than Lincoln, better than Washington, with an important announcement to make. You know I love flags. So soft, so silky. But crooked Sleepy Joe and his cronies have the country upside down. It's not good. Show your support of Trump and America with the official upside-down American flags. These are not your regular flags, which are only good for right side up. These flags are handmade in China, the country upside down from us. Each one is individually stitched by an upside-down seamstress, priced at $249. Do we love this deal? Yes, we do. Order your official Trump brand upside-down American flag today. Buy 10 or more and receive an upside-down Bible absolutely free.
Give me cash, just give me money.
Well, you know, he's raising funds. You know, Donald Trump right now is not the most popular 6-year-old in the Republican Party, believe it or not. Last night, I shared a video of a little guy named Guy, who's the son of Representative John Rose from Tennessee, who made quite an impression during his dad's speech on the House floor yesterday.
Regardless of one's opinion of the current Republican nominee, we'd be well served to remember the long and cherished tradition we have in this country of settling our political differences at the ballot box.
Well, there's our next Speaker of the House right there. So today, he became quite a sensation. Guy was up bright and early this morning to keep the fun going with Dad on Fox and Friends. And this, to me, is the kind of thing Fox News needs to do more of.
Well, I'll take this opportunity to say that I think the prosecution of Donald Trump is a real setback for our country, and ultimately the people get to decide this issue in November, and I think they'll make the right choice.
All right. You know, your son has raised your profile. If I was you, I would take him with me everywhere.
I think you're right.
All right. Guy, before you go, anything you want to tell our vast viewing audience today?
Not really.
You want to say hello to anybody?
Not at all.
No. More of an MSNBC guy. Oh, one more question for the kid. Why is your dad 80 years old? Speaking of childishness, North Korea, I don't know if you heard that, has been sending South Korea balloons full of garbage. The North Koreans are upset that South Korea dropped some leaflets into their country that were critical of Kim Jong-un. So over the past week, they've sent nearly 1,000 balloons over the border that carrying cigarette butts, scraps of cloth, and all sorts of assorted trash, which is, I don't know, this is like what neighbors in Staten Island do to each other when they're... This is one of the most juvenile international disputes of all time. We may have to send Johnny Knoxville and Steve-O over there to mediate. But, you know, I was thinking about it. If they sent, if North Korea sent 1,000 trash balloons to L.A., we'd have no idea. We'd be like, oh, look, it's the garbage's birthday. The first presidential debate isn't for another 3 weeks, but there are smaller debates going on around the country. In the District 4 Republican debate in Colorado, we got to meet a lively cast of characters challenging Lauren Boebert. One of them is former State House Minority Leader named Mike Lynch.
Mr. Lynch,
Yes.
You resigned your position as House Minority Leader after your drunk driving arrest surfaced this year. And my question is not about what you did while drunk, which for anybody who missed it was speeding up I-25 at 90 miles per hour so fast a trooper thought that you were trying to race him. Then you reached for your gun during the traffic stop. You asked the trooper to call the State Patrol's lobbyist. Then you asked him to keep the arrest out of the media. My question to you is about what you did while sober. You did not disclose your drunk driving arrest to your Republican colleagues when they were considering you for leader and electing you.
Yeah.
What does that tell voters about your judgment?
Well, thank you, Kyle, for that.
Thank you, Kyle. Hey, did Kyle just win the debate? He's the moderator. Oh, this guy, his name's Kyle Clark. He shot out of a cannon. His next target was Beetlejuice aficionado Lauren Boebert.
Do you want to talk about the theater thing?
Sure. So, Kyle, I certainly have owned up to my night out in Denver. And, you know, I've gone on that public apology tour, and I'm grateful for the mercy and grace that has been shown. But I'm not going to continue to live life in shame and be beat up by this. And, you know, I would like to go back to my legislative record for just a second.
We're not going to do that. You had plenty of time to answer the question. You chose not to.
Sure.
That's fine.
This is quite a menu of items on this debate. Guns, DUIs, you got hand jobs, high-speed chase. I mean, Colorado is gaining some serious ground on Florida here.
I just want to make sure.
And
you have apologized for the theater incident.
I certainly have.
And I just want to make sure. Did you apologize for the behavior that went on with you and your date or the vaping,
Kyle,
or did you apologize for lying to voters about what you did that night and the disrespect that you showed to service workers that night? What specifically were you apologizing for?
I don't believe there was disrespect. There were things that were absolutely taken out of context.
There's video of your interactions with service workers. I'm asking,
right,
are you
well,
apologizing for the lying to voters or the business?
It's been reported that I flipped someone off, and I did not. So, I mean, I think it's been very mischaracterized. I'm apologizing for you, Kyle Clark, getting footage and releasing that. And people seeing this in a very private moment.
As a very private moment in the 6th row of a sold-out theater full of families and children. And then the debate spotlight was turned on a rancher named Richard Holthoff, who apparently does not approve of Lauren Boebert's clothes.
Do you regret saying that Ms. Boebert, a sitting congresswoman, dresses like a prostitute?
So, allow me to explain. I have 5 daughters, okay? I raised 5 daughters. And I'll tell you what, women, in my humble opinion, particularly if they're a congresswoman, need to dress respectfully and professionally. Okay, there's times when we've been on the campaign trail.
Thank you, that's time.
Now, please, let the guy with 5 daughters tell women more about how they should dress. But the big takeaway is this moderator, this guy Kyle Clark, very well, that's how you run a debate, right there, like a drill sergeant. Give that man a raise. We don't know who Vice President Harris will be debating because Donald Trump hasn't picked a running mate yet. It's between Marco Rubio, Tim Scott, Kid Rock, and a Monster Energy drink right now. One of them will run on the MAGA ticket. And it's a big deal for us when we get a visit from a politician of the vice president's caliber. Kamala Harris, not only does she have an extremely important job, she's our first female vice president. She's our first vice president of color. She broke a number of barriers. And every American should know that. But, of course, we as Americans don't know that much stuff. So in an effort to educate our country, we went out onto Hollywood Boulevard to administer the first ever VP S.A.T. test. Enjoy.
How do you say the name of the current vice president?
I'm not trying to be rude here. Is it Kamala Harris?
Yep, that's perfect. Do you know the name of our current vice president?
Yes, it's Carmela.
Do you know her last name?
Anthony. Yeah.
Camille Harris.
Is Camille doing a good job?
Man, I don't know.
Can you name any other vice presidents?
Was Joe Biden one? I think so.
Yeah. And he was vice president for?
No, no, he's not.
He was
I have
not?
no idea.
Okay. Who was Obama's vice president?
Oh God, I'm so bad at this. I honestly can't remember.
What does the vice president do, like, on a day-to-day basis?
Nah, I think they're just the vice president. It's kind of like the vice principal of your school. They ain't really doing.
Why do they call it the vice president?
Because they're the vice to the president.
Do you think it's time that we have a female vice president?
It'd be a change, yeah.
Why do you think it's important in the future that we have a female vice president?
Different outlook on things from a female's perspective instead of just a male's perspective.
Because it's never been done. Where does the vice president live?
The White House.
Could you name 3 past vice presidents?
Sure. I mean, if I really thought about it, maybe, but right now, no.
Why can't you really think about it now?
I don't really want to think about it now, to be honest with you.
What is the spouse of the vice president called?
I can't. Are they like a speaker? They're not. No. Are they the speaker of the House? Okay, cool.
Could you come up with a scenario where the vice president would be forced to take over?
Yeah, there's a few, but.
Let's go through them just for fun.
Well, I mean, he could, there could be a lapse in national security and he could get assassinated, or he could be overseas and there could be, on a USO tour or something like that. There's multitude of things.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
I need you to come with me, please.
I'm just.
We're just gonna walk right over here. It's fine.
Do you know the current vice president's name?
I do not. I forget it because I was going for Harris, but now it's already done.
Would this blow your mind if I told you that Kamala Harris is vice president?
Oh my stars. I love you. Keep doing you. And I will be checking in from time to time to be making sure you're doing what you do, because I said your name, Harris, and...